Let me explain briefly how the modelling courses actually work. The first thing to explain is that the full modelling courses come in two parts. The core course, classes 1 to 4, explain how to model simple issues and how to build a model of the basic business system for relatively simple business cases. Classes 5 to 10 make up the extensions course, and what these do is explain how to model more complex issues and how to extend key details of that core business model. Now, quite a lot of those extensions are actually very valuable and powerful models in their own right, as well as when used to extend the core business model. We also offer a Getting Started course, and this is made up of sample segments taken from all of the core classes, classes 1 to 4, and some segments from some of the extension classes as well. What you get in all of these classes, first of all, you get video slideshows where we explain the principles of how models are built and also give you detailed instructions to follow, literally step-by-step instructions that will help you create each step of the model as we go through the classes. And you will also get the working models that you should arrive at if you followed those video instructions. And of course, just to make sure that you've got to the right place, we provide you with our version of the correct solution models to compare against what you've actually done. Quite a few of the models develop from class to class, so you'll build something relatively simple in classes 1 and 2, and then you'll add to it in class 3, add to it in class 4, and maybe carry some of those models through into the extensions as well, classes 5 to 10, and do some more development on those models. You also have access to a discussion forum. This is an open public discussion forum where you can post questions and comments, and we really encourage people to do this. We have a rule in these classes, which is that there is no such thing as a stupid question. All questions are valid and all questions will be answered constructively. If you have a question, it is virtually certain that other people will have the same question. So this forum allows us to share the answers to those questions among everybody who's following these courses. We also provide more working models than those that we actually build in detail through the classes, and we provide worksheet template models. And the point of those is actually to help you start on your own model. Very often you don't need to start your own modelling from scratch. We've built models of all kinds of different businesses, all kinds of different issues, all kinds of different situations that organisations are facing. So there's a very, very high probability that whatever your business or whatever your issue is that you're concerned with, that we have models already in place that are a reasonable starting point. First of all, to understand how the model of your organisation or issue might look, and then start modifying those models to more precisely fit your needs. Now, the way these classes work, that they are fully online and you get access to the classes fully from the moment that you sign up to them. What that means is that you can follow these activities at your own schedule. You don't have to wait for us to tell you what to do when. If you're very keen and got enough time, you can cram through the classes, a few every day, and get through it all really rather quickly, or you might take a much more measured approach and just do a segment or two a week. Of course, when we run instructor-led courses, when we offer webinars to offer some guidance and feedback on what you're doing in the courses, then of course we have to have a schedule for those webinars. But other than that, you can follow the activities at your own schedule. The last thing to say is that in most cases, you will continue to have access to all of these materials indefinitely. There are just a few exceptions where we're doing particular classes for particular groups where the access is only for a limited period of time, but under normal circumstances you will have indefinite access Now, taking on a completely new skill like this may be a little bit daunting, and you may be wondering how far you're going to have to invest in all this before you see any useful return come back from your time and effort. Well, if I can just reassure you on that, we adopt a process for building these models, which we call an agile process. Now, the word agile came up in the information systems world many years ago when they were looking at ways of producing information system solutions for people in a relatively rapid and reliable manner. And the process we take you through has some similarities with that philosophy. The first thing to say is that you build models with whoever owns the problem. You do not go off into your office and build it on your own and then emerge and tell people that you've got the solution that they've always been looking for. You build it with the problem owners. Of course, if you are the problem owner, then you are building it with yourself and your direct colleagues. But this is a participatory thing that you should be doing. So with the problem owners, we show you right from the start how to set out, specify the performance that you or they are wishing to see improved over time. And we very quickly help you trace back to the driving factors that are causing that performance to change. So what's happening to customer numbers? What's happening to staff numbers? What's changing about capacity? What's changing about your product range? What's changing about cash and cash flow? And what's happening to the intangibles in the system? We then look at how those items themselves are changing. So, a simple example, if sales are going up, is that happening because you are winning new customers, or is it happening because the customers you've got are buying more? Those are two alternative explanations for that outcome. So we show you very early on how to track back from the performance over time that you're wanting to improve to the immediate explanation, how those items that drive that performance are themselves changing. What we then look at is how decisions that you take, or external factors in the market in which you're operating, or the existing items in the system are driving those changes. So are you winning more customers because the market's growing? Are you winning it because you've come up with a cracking good marketing investment that you've made? Are you winning customers because existing customers are telling their friends how great your product is? Those are decisions, external factors, and existing items driving those changes. And that last item gives rise to feedback, and that feedback can help accelerate improvements in your business, or other kinds of feedback can hold that back, and we show you how that works out. Now, all of that happens really quite fast. Faced with a new issue, with a new problem owner, you can get through that process really quite quickly. And at each stage, there is a very good chance that you'll be getting actionable results out of that analysis. And what you may then have to do is just go back round that cycle 2 times, maybe 3 times, rarely more than that. But when you've done that, what you end up with is a reliable working model of the issue, or of the function, or of the plan that you're working on. And that reliable working model can then be continually updated and exploited to help strong performance out into the future. Now, if you've come across this kind of dynamic modelling previously, you may already be familiar with some of the software tools that are available in the field. Now, we use the Systea browser-based software. It's a software that we've designed deliberately to support this approach to building living business models. And you can find out more about that software. You can go to the software's own website there, systea.com, and there's a pretty easy video user guide that takes you step by step through how the software works. If you're familiar with using spreadsheets and other tools, you shouldn't have any problem at all getting your head around how this software actually works. It's easy to use and highly accessible. It is very easy to share models with this software, for example. That makes it an ideal tool for teaching purposes, as well as for actually building models to solve problems in reality. And if you sign up for the full course, the core course or the extensions, then access to that software is provided as part of that for a limited period of time. If you're just taking the Getting Started course, then that really shouldn't take you very long, and you should find that you can get right through that Getting Started course during the software's free trial period. If, however, you're already familiar with these dynamic modelling tools and would really rather stick with the ones that you are familiar with and comfortable with, then what I hope you'll find is that the course principles that we explain here can be replicated with other system dynamics software. All of these tools do essentially the same kinds of things in their own particular kinds of ways, but the fundamental principles should be replicable with other system dynamics software.